Hi everybody and welcome to week 4. I'm going to start this recording off a little differently this week as there's a few changes that I need you to be aware of. So we'll start with the key events for this week. I'm reminding everyone that I'm on leave, annual leave this Thursday, so of week 4 and away all of week 5. I've never actually taken time off during school holidays, which clashes with teaching before, but sometimes you just have to do that balance and spend time with our loved ones. So I'm very grateful that our course coordinator, Tracy Gooding, has kindly offered to step in and cover the coordination of this subject while I'm away. So thank you so much, Tracy. So what that means is there'll be some changes during this week and next week. So in week 5, there'll be no live Collaborate session for you to attend. However, I have done a pre-recorded Collaborate session, and that will be in the weekly Collaborate folder for you to view on Monday at 8 a.m. of week 5. Okay, so no live Collaborate week 5. For this week, the Student Connect times will be different, just so I can make sure I get in those 3 30-minute contact hours with you before I go away. So for week 4 only, the live Connect sessions with me are on Monday from 10 till 10:30, Tuesday 1:30 till 2, and Wednesday from 2 till 2:30 p.m. all Australian Eastern Standard Time. So as I said, there'll be no live Collaborate, but there'll also be no live Connect sessions in week 5 either. However, Tracy will be active in the subject, responding to all the e-activities, Padlets and discussion boards, as I would normally be. And you can contact her at any time via the messaging function or direct email at tracy.gooding@jcu.edu.au. I will be back in week 6, and all the Connect sessions and live Collaborates will run as normal. So please do check the subject calendar for all these changes. Now that I've told you that I'm away, please also be aware that all teaching staff will not be working on the public holidays over Easter. So that will be on Good Friday, the 3rd of April, and Easter Monday, the 6th of April. So any forms of communication sent during that time will be responded to as soon as possible on that Tuesday. For this week, there is a live assessment briefing for your assessment 2 on Tuesday, the 31st of March at 10 a.m. So please come along to the live briefing where I'll explain the next assessment in detail and give you the opportunity to ask questions. But of course, if you cannot attend, they will be recorded for viewing later. Assessment 1, thank you to everyone who submitted their assessments. I will be frantically marking these over the weekend to ensure that your grades are returned to you before I go on leave. And I anticipate that you should have your grade returned by Wednesday evening. So by now, you're probably noticing a bit of fatigue setting in, and that is completely normal. And midway through any subject, it's common to feel stretched or mentally tired, especially in fast-paced courses like this one. Please take this as your gentle reminder to prioritize your well-being, take regular breaks, get some fresh air, eat well, rest when you have to, and give yourself permission to step away from the screen when things feel a little overwhelming. Self-care isn't a luxury, it's essential to sustainable learning. At the same time, try to keep yourself focused and gently motivated. Staying organized over the coming weeks will help you manage your time effectively and reduce stress. Revisit the calendar, map your deadlines, set realistic goals for what you can achieve each week. If you've fallen a little behind, that's okay. Use the time to reset, refocus, re-engage with the content and assessment. Now that all the logistics and reminders are out of the way, let's focus on week 4 and what we have coming up this week. We're looking at planning to teach, and this is a big one. It brings together much of the theory we've explored so far and encourages you to apply that in practical, real-world ways. You'll be learning how to create structured, purposeful, learner-centered teaching that makes a real impact in practice settings. And don't worry, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. So the focus of planning this week If you haven't previously completed NS5343 Principles of Education for the Health Professional, I highly recommend reviewing the resource at the beginning of week 4 entitled Additional Resource on Learning Domains. Writing learning outcomes, it's also a helpful refresher for everyone else. This week we'll be exploring the teaching cycle and why it's essential, tips for effective teaching, the importance of evaluation in teaching, the 3 learning domains and their application through Bloom's, selecting and creating engaging learning resources, and finally formative and summative assessment strategies to gauge learning. So by the end of this week, you should be able to devise learning outcomes using Bloom's taxonomy, devise the 3 learning domains and their application to teaching, develop a learning resource to promote understanding for the individual and their families, develop a learning plan for a topic of your choice, and finally discuss the importance of providing learners with formative and summative assessments. This week, engage in your content, focus on lesson planning, learning domains and assessment. It is rich and practical. Set time aside to work through your readings, your videos, your e-activities. I regularly check in on those discussion boards and I love reading your reflections. Attend that live Collaborate session this week, Wednesday the 1st of April from 12 to 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Again, it's your chance to unpack the week's content in a supportive live environment, and we'll be looking at theory, bringing that theory to life through examples, discussion and links to the assessment. You'll be able to ask questions, share your experiences and build confidence in applying what you've learned. And even if you're feeling unsure, coming along can really help things click. Use the live Connect sessions with me this week. If you're feeling stuck, just got a quick question, please drop into those alternate times this week. Please stay engaged to the discussion boards, your Padlets. If you need email assistance quickly, email myself or Tracy, depending on the day. And if you need support, please contact us. We are more than happy to help you out in any way we can. You've come so far. Keep going. You're doing better than you think. And I really look forward to seeing you all when I am back in week 6. Bye, everyone.